War in Ukraine isn't just artillery versus trenches anymore. It's hide and seek, with thermal drones, precision strikes, and squads that hunt like ghosts. Because somewhere along the Eastern Front, Russian troops thought they'd figured out the perfect workaround. No massive armored pushes, no loud, obvious offensives, just small infiltration teams slipping quietly into ruined cities, hiding in basements, waiting for reinforcements, slowly widening cracks in Ukrainian defenses. On paper, clever. In reality, they accidentally walked straight into a system designed to track, isolate, and erase them. Welcome to Ukraine's new battlefield reality: search and destroy. And for Russian infiltrators, it's turning entire cities into silent hunting grounds. At first, Russia's infiltration approach actually worked. Small groups, 2, 3, maybe 5 soldiers, would move forward, take shelter in destroyed buildings, and stay hidden. Over time, those scattered pockets could grow into footholds strong enough to pull Ukrainian defenders off balance. It was slow, painfully slow. But in places along the front, the method started creating confusion. Some reports even suggested key cities were close to falling after Russian troops slipped inside unnoticed, except those cities didn't fall. Because Ukraine didn't just reinforce its defenses, it rewrote the rulebook. Instead of locking soldiers into rigid defensive lines, Ukrainian commanders leaned into mobility. They broke units into small, fast-moving squads, often just a handful of infantry, sending them weaving through streets, rubble, and abandoned structures. Not to hold ground, to hunt. These teams move quietly from building to building, almost like they're infiltrating their own territory. Every movement is calculated, every corner checked. Their mission isn't to start firefights, it's to find the enemy first. And once they do, that's when the second half of the nightmare begins, because Ukrainian search teams don't usually pull the trigger themselves. Instead, they mark the position, relay coordinates, and step back. Moments later, the sky answers. Drones buzz in fast, sometimes explosive FPVs, sometimes reconnaissance units guiding artillery, but either way, the result is the same. Russian soldiers hiding in what they thought was a safe basement suddenly hear the mechanical whine overhead and realize they were never hidden at all. Strike. Silence. Movement resumes. Search. Mark. Destroy. Repeat. It's efficient, relentless, and psychologically brutal. And it flips Russia's own infiltration concept completely upside down. What was supposed to create hidden footholds now creates isolated targets. What was meant to spread Ukrainian defenses thin now feeds precise kill chains. According to battlefield estimates cited in early 2026 reporting, Ukraine's drone-centered operations alone accounted for massive Russian losses in January, with tens of thousands reportedly killed or wounded, many caught crossing exposed gray zones or trapped behind lines after being detected. That's the hidden power of this strategy. It's not just about eliminating infiltrators. It's about severing the lifelines that keep them alive. Ukrainian forces increasingly strike the logistics routes feeding those small Russian teams. The supply paths, communication links, and reinforcement corridors meant to turn scattered soldiers into organized units. Cut those off, and infiltrators don't become an advance force. They become stranded, hungry, low on ammo. Watching drones circle overhead, unsure whether the next buzzing sound is reconnaissance or their final warning. And the pressure doesn't stop there. Ukraine's defense officials have described this approach not as a counteroffensive, but as an active defense, a maneuver-focused system designed to find threats early and eliminate them before they can grow. Think of it less like a wall and more like a security system that hunts the intruder. Instead of guarding every inch of space, Ukraine tracks movement, responds instantly, and wipes out incursions before they spread. It's closer to man-to-man marking in soccer than traditional zonal defense. Every Russian move gets matched, tracked, and neutralized. And in several contested areas, Ukrainian forces reportedly run dozens of reconnaissance and strike search operations every single day, constantly sweeping gray zones for infiltration groups trying to sneak through. Which means for Russian troops slipping forward at night, morning doesn't bring safety. It brings the hunt. And just when this system was already squeezing infiltrators harder than ever, another development quietly made their situation even worse. Because modern warfare isn't only about bullets and drones. It's about connection, signals, satellites, communication lifelines, and when those disappear, survival odds drop fast. Reports in February indicated discussions involving Ukraine's defense leadership, SpaceX, and Elon Musk led to moves affecting Russian access to Starlink terminals used for battlefield communication. For isolated Russian units hiding behind Ukrainian lines, that connection could be the only link to command. Lose it, and suddenly the war gets very quiet. No orders, no updates, no rescue coordination, just the distant hum of drones getting closer. And this isn't theoretical. One contested city became the perfect demonstration of how devastating Ukraine's search and destroy doctrine can be when executed at full scale. Because while Moscow was publicly claiming victory, Ukrainian teams inside the city were already hunting down the very soldiers meant to hold it. And if you enjoyed this one, hit subscribe and join the military man as we uncover the truth behind the claims surrounding Putin's invasion. Thanks for watching.